All right, today we're going to be installing an auto starter on the Toyota 4Runner. So let's look inside the box. Based on my research, this seems to be the most reliable brand of starters, not only for my car, but in general for most Japanese car, specifically for Toyotas. One thing to consider is that these come in two versions, key start and push start. My car being key start, I bought the key start version. Let's start by looking what's inside the box. And in case if you're wondering why I'm doing this on top of my hood, I'm planning on repainting this hood in a couple of months anyway. So inside the box, I have the computer module.
Okay, so what we have in the box on top of the module is two harnesses. The one on the left is going to be connected to the OBD, and the one on the right is going to go on the ignition of the vehicle.
Before we start working on the car, it's a good idea to disconnect the battery. Before I disconnect the battery, I'm going to push my seat all the way to the back, giving me ample room to start taking the panels off. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery and come back and start disassembling the panels to attach the wires. So the two main panels that we don't really technically have to take completely off, but we're just going to attach a little bit, are going to be this panel right here, and it's held by bolts behind the steering wheel. And then we're just going to pry this side open. This is going to give us access to the ignition wires to connect, and this is going to give us access to the OBD wires to connect. In theory, all you need for this job is a Phillips screwdriver. Let's go ahead and test that. We'll go ahead and start the car. Push the steering wheel to one side, open this screw, push it to the other side. I'm going to turn it off now and disconnect the battery. I also have a video of how I installed this beautiful piece. I pulled the steering wheel all the way up and all the way towards myself. All right, perfect. Boom. I grabbed it by this part and pulled it down. And the plug that we're going to be taking off is positioned directly under the ignition. It's going to be this plug right here. And once we take this plug off, we're going to connect it here, and then this goes back on that end. So let's go ahead and do that. Out. It goes on the connecting port for the wire we got with the harness. And then the other end, we're gonna plug it back in here. And sure you hear a click. I heard the click. It's nice and snug on both ends. And that's it. The remaining portion, I'm going to fish through the bottom here. And make sure that you go over the top foot airbag that's right there. It's that silver box. So we want to make sure we go over the top of that. And then once you go over the top of the airbag box, it comes out at the other end. And that's all we have to do for now to connect it to the ignition box. Now we're going to start with this side. Taking this part out, has no screws. We just have to pry it open a little bit. I start on the side and slowly, step by step, start prying it out. I can use prying tools, but I already set myself on not having to use any other tools but Phillips screwdriver. Once the panel is pried, I disconnected the harness from here. Not the top one, not the bottom one, the one right in the middle. That harness is going to go in here, and the other end we're going to plug back into the car. And then the signal from that is going to go all the way down to our box. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Click, done. And then we're going to connect the original harness to this wire. Boom, done. And then same concept, we're going to fish this through, make sure in a very neat and clean manner that it's not hanging or putting tension or anything else. We're going to fish it to the bottom. Now the entire thing is fished to the bottom. What we're going to do here next is at that OBD port, we're going to disconnect the OBD port out of its socket. There are locks on each side. Connect our original car OBD to the one female end provided with the starter X kit, and ensure that there's a solid connection. And then the male end is going to be our new OBD port. Done. The final step of connecting these wires to the computer module provided by StarterX has to be done in a sequence. Before we do that, let's go ahead and disconnect the battery. Step number 1. After we connect the battery, we're going to go ahead and connect the 20-pin black connector to the module. Make sure that it's in place, and we're going to give it about 30 seconds to power up. There's an LED on the module right here. So we're going to make sure that it flashes red. After we connect the main 20-pin collector, we're going to come here and hold this button for 5 seconds to reset the module and prep it for our key. While the car is running, depress the brake pedal and hold it for 15 seconds. And while we're holding the brake pedal, we're going to push the program key once. Push and release. And once we release that button, within 5 seconds, we're going to release the brake pedal as well. The LED is going to flash green. The next step is to turn it completely off. Wait 10 seconds. Now we're going to turn the car on, position 3. Same thing, we're going to watch for the LEDs to flash green. Mine already did. Just in case, let's review the process of initiating the programming. Now, step number 1, put the key in on position. Step number 2, look out for the green LED light. Step number 3, turn it off. Number 4, start the vehicle. Within 15 seconds, we're going to press the brake pedal, and within that time frame, press the programming button on the module, release the brake. If the LED flashes twice, which for me it did, we are good to go. So let's go ahead and test our system. Now, the moment of truth. Everything is set up. Let's test if the vehicle starts. It's fully off. I'm inside the car. We're going to press the lock button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It started. Mission accomplished. And we can turn it off the same way. 1, 2, 3. And now the vehicle's off. Okay, now with the system tested and working, I'm going to zip this to the car and ensure that's not wobbling around as I drive. On this pillar right here, I zip tied it at the top and the bottom. This one literally clips back into place. And then on this side, it's a bit of clips going into each other, and then the screws. And as I had promised, all we needed for this is a Phillips screwdriver. I stayed true to that promise. All right, ladies and gents, that's all there is to it. And to turn it off, same process, and done.
He did it again, did it again.
Oh yeah, we did it again. Do it
They like
again.
he did it again. Took a couple L's and ready to win. Work hard.